Hi guys, sorry I was busy daydreaming about being on a beach somewhere. Anyway, why don't we create some kind of escape for ourselves? Let's make a scene of a sandcastle on the beach. So there are a few things you're going to need. You're going to need your handy pencil, paper. I'm using this kind of a black marker, but whatever black marker works for you is fine. And I'm going to be coloring with crayons. If you don't have crayons, that's okay. Use markers, whatever you got, and create it the way you want to create it. Before we get started, there's one thing I want to mention. Sometimes in Miss LaRock's house, we have some guest artists, and you may see a kitten or a puppy passing by, so they might want to join in on the fun. We'll see how that goes. So, another thing I want to mention before we get started is I'm going to be drawing with a marker first. I'm not going to be using a pencil because you won't be able to see my lines. So I want you to use a pencil first in case we make a mistake and we can erase it. I'm going to go right in with a marker. I'm going to be a little crazy today and go right in with a marker and show you so that way you can see my lines that I'm making. Another thing I want to mention is I'm going to be drawing upside down so that you can see the right way how to draw it. It's going to be upside down to me, but you'll be able to see it the way you need to see it from your point of view. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Hi, kitty. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is create a horizon line. A horizon line means it's where the sky and the earth meet. So our horizon line is going to be the sand right now. So, towards the bottom of my paper, but I'm not totally on the edge, I'm not right in the middle either. I'm going to go about 4 fingers in, and I'm going to create a wavy line all the way across my paper. Okay. Also, feel free to pause at any point in the video so that way you can catch up if I'm going too fast for you. Next thing I'm going to do is, with my hand that I do not write with, I'm going to find the center of my paper. Center of my paper, not in the middle from where my horizon line is, but the center of my paper. I'm going to scooch my finger up, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line like this. This is going to be the top of one of my towers of my sandcastle. I'm going to do 2 slightly diagonal lines that connect to my sand. These are the walls. Go ahead, write down. Now, if you're in kindergarten, 1st grade, or 2nd grade, you definitely know the castle line. I've talked a lot about this throughout the year, and we're going to be creating sandcastle lines today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little line up from the top of my tower, a little line up from the top of my tower, and connect those lines with a sandcastle line. Now, it goes side up, side down, side up, side down. And you're going to repeat that all the way across till they connect. You can make them skinny, you can make them fat, however you want to make them. I'm going to make only about 3 of them. So I'm going to go up, side, down, side, oh, there's Cherie. Side, up, side, down, side, up, side, down, side. Mine looks a little funky. That's okay. See, now if you were using a pencil, like you should be using, you would be able to do that and just erase it if it's not the way that you want it. That's not exactly how I want it, but that's okay, we learn. Now, we're gonna be making 2 little sandcastles on the side. So, what I'm gonna do on this side is I'm going to start with my castle line, so that way I have a guide of where I want it to go. So side up, side down, side up. This sandcastle line is going to connect down to the bottom towards my horizon line. Go ahead and do that. gonna do the same thing on the other side. Side up, side down, side up, side down, side up, side. And I'm gonna connect that all the way down to the bottom. My dog's getting in trouble. Cherie, what are you doing? She's in the cat food. Come here. Come say hello. Say hello, Cherie. This is Cherie. She's a good girl. Yeah. Okay. You want to help us? Okay. Good girl. Now, now we're going to make a door in our sandcastle. So I'm going to make a rainbow shape on the inside of this. I don't want it to be itty bitty tiny, but I also don't want it to be like huge. So I'm going to go up, around, and back down. And I'm going to be creating 2 smaller doors on the smaller side sandcastles. All right. Looks good so far. I'm going to add some flags on top. So I'm going to do a line up from my sandcastle. Then I'm going to just make a triangle on the end for a little flag. Do the same for the middle one. Now, do you notice how I'm using almost all of my paper? I'm almost to the tippy top. I'm going to have this flag going this way. Cool. Now it is time for details. Now you do not need to add the details that I'm adding on mine, but feel free to add your own or you can follow along with me. I'm going to think about some things that I would see on a beach. Maybe a starfish, maybe a shovel for helping me build my sandcastle, and maybe footprints in the sand. So I'm going to start with a starfish. I'm going to put my starfish on the bottom where you would see it on the sand. Okay, so you could go ahead and draw a star shape the best you can. Stars are really, really hard to draw. If it helps you to draw with one single line first, what I do is if I do it like that, I'll erase the center lines, but I'm just going to wing it and go in. So I'm going to start with a point. Then I have 2 straight lines that come out like that. 2 diagonal lines in. That's not bad. I'll take it. Maybe I'll give him a little face. Kind of looks like Patrick from SpongeBob now. All right, I'm going to add a little shovel over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little flat line like this. I hope you can see it okay. An upside down U or a rainbow shape. 2 straight lines. That's going to be the handle. And then I'm going to do a big U shape and connect with a straight line. And I got a little shovel. I'm going to make a little seashell over here. So the way I draw a seashell is I start and I go straight up and I do 3 bump lines. 1, 2, 3. And I come back in like kind of diagonally like that. Make a little loop around and it's a straight line like that. And I do 3 lines. Then over here I'm going to make a little footprint. So I make like a hook shape. I go up on one side, over, and it kind of squiggles back down. I do a big toe, medium toe, all the way down. Okay, I think that's enough details for the bottom of my drawing. I'm going to add some wave lines up here. My first graders should know how to do that for sure. And maybe my second graders should know how to do that too. And our kindergartners are definitely still practicing those, but try your best if you want to add it. If you don't want to add it, that's fine too. So I'll start over here. It's going to be hard for me to draw upside down, but I'll try my best. So I'm going to go curve up almost like an S shape. Then to go downwards, I make a C. Now I'm back at the bottom. Up like an S, down like a C, all the way across. I'll do the same for this side. Ooh, this hurts my brain. Up like an S, down like a C, up like an S, and then down like a C. Like that. Let's add some details in the sky. I'm gonna add some clouds, a couple of little birdies, and a sun. So we should know how to do our cloud lines. It's our bumps that go around into a circle or an oval shape and connect. It's gonna be behind my flag, so I'm not gonna go through my flag. I'll go behind it. Okay, so you can see how it's behind that. I'm going to start with my sun over here. I'll make a big circle. Have my lines coming out. Oops, I smudged a little. That's okay. I'm going to have a little cloud over here too. I'm going to go behind that guy. And if I do some V shapes for little birdies flying away. Cool. I think we're ready to color it. Now you can color it however you'd like. There is no right or wrong way. I am going to show you one way to color it. That's going to make it look a little more like sand. So I'm going to take a peach crayon. I'm going to make it naked. So I'm going to peel off the paper. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, here you can take a look at that. I only did about a third of the crayon. But what you can do is you can color with the side of the crayon. Now, first graders, we did this with our texture monsters. We did this with those texture plates. Second graders, you did this last year with the texture plates. And it kind of makes its own texture by using the side of it. Texture means the way that something feels. Of course, I probably should have done this already, but okay. Now, take the side. And color in that way. Now you can see that it kind of creates this like spotty texture. But if you want to make things a little more interesting, what you can do is do multiple colors. You don't have to do just one because sand isn't totally just tan. It's got a little bit of brown in it. You could even add the specks by drawing the specks on, or whatever you would like. You can color it in normal, or you can color it in the way that I'm showing you. Either way is fine. So I peeled it only about that much. It doesn't need to be the whole thing. I'm gonna mix my brown a little bit on top. Yeah, this looks better. Try your best to stay in the lines. Use good craftsmanship. Although when you're drawing with the side of your crayon like this, it is harder to stay in the lines. So you can see that. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and fast forward this next part and send me your pictures when you are done.